Catfishing. Essentially someone pretending to be someone that they're not, making an online persona to trick you into taking them on a date, or in this case, to purchase them. Hey, I'm Derek, and today we're gonna find out just how real this REM is. Right out of the gate, we're welcome to a very familiar sight, a large viewing window right in the front there. There's also a lot of light blue decorations on the sides and white to fill in the rest of the gaps. This time around, the blister packaging is incredibly heavy duty. There's layers upon layers of plastic to protect our REM this time. I'm really glad that eStream actually took the time to listen, because they've definitely stepped it up and beefed up the packaging compared to their earlier releases. Assembly is also incredibly straightforward. However, I still would appreciate a sheet or a manual explaining how to put everything in there, instead of the QR code advertisement thing that we got, because that isn't very useful. There is, however, two areas you might struggle with a little bit. Number one, the mic. Her hand doesn't open up, so you actually have to place the mic really close to the face in order to plop it in there. That might actually scratch up her face and transfer some paint, so you want to be careful. Number two, the giant bow or ribbon thing that's on her hip. I like that it is uniquely shaped, kind of like an L, but it would have been nice if it was a bit larger and more confidence inspiring when you plop it in there, because I find that you can knock it loose quite easily. Also, the way that the ribbons flow down from the bow, you actually have to wrap it around the skirt, making it a little bit more finicky and difficult because you might just knock it out of the peg in general. This might have been a perfect opportunity for magnets. eStream, if you're listening, make a bigger peg and shove some magnets in there. I bet you it won't move at all. Overall, I think her design is very solid. This is exactly how Rem would react if she was actually an idol in the middle of her concert. She'd be cheering everyone up with her beautiful smile and encouraging everyone to sing along to the lyrics. You get a great sense of movement simply by looking at the ruffles in her skirt, sleeve, and the giant bow. There's also a ton of small details that you might miss at a glance, like the golden chains on her corset, the flowers on her headband, the teeny tiny top hat, and all of those bows. All 9 of them to be exact. These all kind of add that little extra flair and bring everything nicely together. If you look closely, you'll also find glitter on her skirt and on her mic. These kind of remind me of stars and a galaxy theme on the background, which is kind of nice and might be something they went for unintentionally. I don't know, it looks really nice though. Even if they just released her with a simple base without everything else going on in the background, that would be perfect. I think this time around, it is a little bit over-designed, and I didn't really need or want the balloons, but I guess I'll take them. Personally, I would rearrange the configuration of the balloons on her base. Instead of what we have right now, I think something similar to the specialty base version, the one with her, Amelia, and Ram, would be the preferred configuration. The balloons have swapped sides, and that way the negative space that's on her right, I guess, is completely filled up, making a much more cohesive image, and design-wise, I think it just looks more simple and clean. Either that, or sell her without the balloons altogether. That way we'd all save like $100 or $150. Speaking of dollars, this beauty will run you 33,550 Japanese yen at retail, and measures in at 9.8 inches or 250 millimeters tall. With the size of her base, it might be a little difficult displaying her with other figures, so I'd recommend a solo Detolf cube just for herself. Despite being catfished by the highly saturated and vibrant pictures online, I'm still incredibly impressed with the paint execution. Is it perfect? No. Is it intricate and eye-catching? Yes, eStream really threw down the gauntlet with all the different paint techniques they've used here. There's a simple gloss finish for her eyes, lips, fingernails, and boots, paint splatter on all the different candy-coated balloons for some added detail, appreciating on her skin and white areas of her idol outfit, but I'm most intrigued with the reverse wash for the golden accents on the stockings and sleeves. It's a tedious process, but it's not uncommon to see it used on molded areas with some raised detail. The only area I would love to see improved is how they implemented the glitter. Instead of directly molding it into the plastic, they opted to kind of just salt-based sprinkle it on and clear coat right over top. This in theory does work, but if you are handling her, it does come off. And if you're not careful, you'll end up looking like you just finished a arts and crafts project. Ultimately, the choice to pick up this REM is entirely yours. I think if I didn't have such a deep understanding and appreciation for paint, then I would skip it, just because there's not a whole lot of spectacle going on, and if I'm paying that amount, I definitely want a spectacle and something that's really eye-catching in my display. If you're planning to pick her up as your very first eStream REM, I'd say she's more of a supplemental piece instead of a main star attraction. If you want something like that, I would go for the Crystal Dress REM if you can hunt it down for a good price, or the Demon REM instead. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider giving me a like. Also, let me know in the comments which eStream REM would you pick up if you had the chance. And for more REM content, go click that over there. My name is Derek, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.